What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Every Week You Follow. So we're going to do the Crystal Palace. What?
Mate, I said I would do it. This is full kit wanker mode, right? There is no singing going on at all today. But I've got my kit on.
That's the only thing I've got to do to cheer my day up.
And it is time for Emery to sign me up, right? Because I've definitely got more energy than I saw in the second half of that game yesterday.
Just before we get going, so this is obviously the Palace post-match analysis, or as I've named it up here, the Villa were shit analysis. Palace 4, Villa 1. Didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming at half time. But yeah, I mean, let's get straight into it, into the analysis. So,
okay, first and foremost, though, let's start with a positive, right? That I got to go to the game yesterday, which at 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon was not. I was just getting ready to watch it on TV, and then a lovely connection from the Villa, who sorted us out the tickets to the Everton away game, came through again. Granted, it was at 2 o'clock, and I got a message to say, "Oh, would you like 5 tickets to tonight's game?" And I was like,
"Yeah, 3.5 hour, 4 hour drive."
Yeah, can we do it? Can we do it? And you know what? I like a bit of an adventure, impromptu, spontaneous road trip, and off we went. Made it in plenty of time. Got there 30 minutes before kickoff, just before 7 o'clock. We got to Selhurst Park.
How was parking? I thought parking was going to be a nightmare.
No, mate, we just went on, that Park Go app where you just get someone. We parked in the school. We paid. It cost me 25 quid, but gated car park
because it was 5 years.
Yeah, and then a 5-minute walk, mate. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, brilliant.
Villa Park, bloody hell. Right. Anyway, so first talking point.
Mate, from the start,
lineup. What?
Make it make sense to me. Make this lineup make sense. I
can't. I don't understand. I don't understand why he deviated from what was a generally all right defensive performance against Chelsea at times. And, Palace shouldn't offer the same threats. And I'm kind of like, why have we gone for a back three, for a back three that I don't think I've ever played together as a three?
Nope.
In a system that we don't usually play?
Nope.
No. I was baffled when I saw it come up. I actually thought it was going to be Bogard, Holding, McGinn on the right. Like that. That's what I thought. I thought it was like, okay, Dean, Conser, Disasi, Garcia. It's Bogard with Tielemans, McGinn on the right, Ramsey on the left, Rodgers off Watkins. But no, what you got there is how he set up, and awful.
Mate, when they announced that, we were just queuing out. They announced it as we were driving through London, and then I was looking at it properly when we got to the ground. We were queuing to get inside, and I just thought, this doesn't make sense to me. And purely, you're basically saying you're playing Dina as a left wing back, right?
Yeah.
And if you're going to do that, it's got to be even if you go right. We go with that formation, and that has to be Maatsen there, not Dina.
And he started Maatsen in the regular back four the last two games. So it really confusing.
I know. Look, I haven't questioned Emery very often because he's got a lot of.
No, he'll get things wrong, though, right? He's got a lot right, but I think we can all kind of agree, and based on how the game went, he got this one wrong.
Well, just looking at the way Palace set up for the first 30 minutes of that game, mate, there was only one team in it. That was us. Yeah. But it was, and I've come back to it, and I've said this probably on every show, the tempo of our play is too fucking slow at times. We've played probably 3 times this season where we pinged it around and moved teams around and looked brilliant, right? Yeah. And that is what we've got to aspire to. But my God, yesterday, yes, we controlled the game, but we offered very little in terms of every time we broke through the lines.
Well, you say we controlled the game. We controlled the game in the first half for
29 minutes, mate, until they scored. So they had their first attempt.
Yeah. The first 25, 20, 26, what is it, 28 minutes.
But we looked comfortable. and we got in some good positions again because of the formation. When we broke the lines, Dina was in no man's land, mate. He offered no width or no option down the left. And what happened was Tillemans would play JJ in. JJ or Rogers would run at the defence. Watkins, again, I don't want to be told, but yesterday he was shit. He in front of the England manager. His movement off the ball was terrible. 4 times I counted in that first 25 minutes. He ran out towards the left-hand side, right? Because Dina wasn't there, so the initial run's good because it creates space in the middle. But obviously we've got no one in the middle then because Rogers has run out to the right-hand side.
Watkins does this. Watkins has done this in the past. When he's lacking confidence and he's lacking form, he goes back to drifting out wide and trying to affect the play from the wide areas, and it just doesn't work. It works if Marlon's alongside him, and this is what I keep saying. I'm just like, mate. I don't understand why he didn't even come on,
mate. It didn't even come on again. And we go back and even like midway through the second half, he takes off Watkins and puts Rogers up front.
We'll get to this in a sec.
I know, but we're just talking about a lot, mate. I'm still like, I've got a headache, mate. I've got a headache. I haven't slept very well. I didn't get back till 20 to 1, right? I've been dreaming about this, thinking, forget about all the analysis, which we'll go through, obviously, but just this lineup in itself has frustrated the fuck out of me because in terms of Crystal Palace, they were there for the taking. If we'd have set up with either one of our predicted lineups, right, with Rashford and Asensio starting, I genuinely believe we could have got at them. They were there for the taking. With pacing behind, and we've. This is a massive mistake by Emery, and I think this ultimately could cost us. I mean, we still live in hope. We could go on and win the next 8 games, and I'll love him, and we'll qualify for Europe. But we've made a mountain to climb now, mate. It's a mountain.
It's a huge mountain, and the results didn't really go our way. Obviously, Brighton beat Bournemouth as well, so they
they were never going to. So our next 2 games now against Brentford and Brighton, we have to win if we're going to challenge. We have to win them.
Absolutely must win. If we lose those 2 games, Jesus, or even one of those 2 games, we're basically just mid-table mediocrity. Quickly before we get on, we did some predictions, mate.
Oh, let me get it, mate.
We did some predictions on the last video. I'll pop the card up if you didn't see our match preview at the end of this. So I'm just going to write this down.
I'll put it in the pant drawer as well because I was excited.
Lovely. So I've got mine here. Do you want to show them at the same time?
Yeah. You tell me when.
Let me make this bigger. Bigger it. Right. 3, 2, 1. Oh,
you can see that.
Oh, you had a 3-1.
3-1 Villa. I went.
Wow. I had another Desmond. I went for the Desmond. Well, we were wrong. So,
well, mate, do you know what? Right. Again, 29 minutes. Okay, football can be like that, and you can dominate possession. And I just thought second half, okay, we'll come out and we'll have a go at them. And then the half-time substitution happened with Bailey. I was like, what's going on? But then as soon as we scored, I thought, yes, impetus, we're going to go on and win this game. And Watkins had anyway, we're never going to go into that. Right, but it could have been easily 3-1, and basically the scoreline.
But this is literally the story of like the last 10 games.
It's
literally been like, could be 3-1, could be 4-1, could be 3-0, could be 2-0, but it's not. And the problem is that we keep allowing these things. And honestly, honestly, we might as well just start games 1-0 down. Like, it's completely pointless starting the 0-0. They'll get a goal, and they'll get a goal. It's a crappy goal.
I think I sent you a stat yesterday, mate. We've conceded 45 goals in 28 league games.
That's mental. That's mental.
When I saw that last night, I was just like,
it's not. It was that 1.5. It's over 1.5 a game, I think.
It's meaning we have to score a minimum of 2 goals to even be winning a game, mate. And like it's
almost 3. Like
it's almost 3. Yeah, it is almost 3. I'm just rounding down so it doesn't sound as bad.
Let's get into the game then. So this was obviously we actually started relatively positive. Like I think we were getting the ball in good positions. We were a bit sloppy in midfield. We're giving the ball away a little bit too much, but we were getting into good positions. And this here, it's so frustrating because Ollie has the ball here for a good 2-3 seconds.
And
sees Ramsey. He's looked up. He's looked down at the ball again. He's looked up again, and then he's looked down at the ball again to play it. And second time he's done that, Ramsey's just gone offside. so frustrating because again, he did it. I mean, we did it. He did it against. It was a great ball, I think, from Rodgers before against Chelsea, and in goal, great finish.
Yeah.
Does it again? Frustrating as hell. It would have been such a good start. Yes, so that didn't happen.
Well, I think I said my issue with this is, mate, it comes back to our problem for this season, that the tempo of the play is not quick enough. Because if Watkins, like you say, he looks up, so what does he see? Like, you know, to go to that next level, that pass has to be played that split second earlier, and he's onside, and we ultimately probably...
He's looking here, right?
Yeah,
he doesn't need to look at the ball to play that. He doesn't need to look at the ball. Just knock it through.
Just play the ball you played, but just play it then.
So frustrating. But then obviously this happens. Now, looking at this, right? How much do you put the blame on Emmy here?
Well, his positioning, he comes to go to get the ball, and then so he's slightly out of position because he's at the near post. And for me, he has to push that around the post. Like he pushed it straight into his path.
I think around the post, but I actually think it's slow enough that
he could hold it.
He could hold it, or he could just push it into like where Rodgers it, like just push it forward. Obviously, we're looking at it now and we're going, that's where he should put it. But obviously, at the time, he's probably thinking, if I push this that way, it should be okay. But then, also, to be fair, what's how?
Digne and Bogard, by the way, who are defenders there. Like
Rodgers is completely lost as well. Like he's literally just ghost off Rodgers.
And mate, this is their first attack. It's their first free set piece.
How many times we can see that?
It's from a set piece. So I know we've scored apparently the most goals from set piece. How many goals have we conceded? Let's see that fucking stat and get Austin McPhee out of my club, because I just can't. Mate, another classic example of him just not doing his job here. Like whatever, you know, there's a catalogue of errors really. Is that I think Martinez should do better there. He either holds it or he gets it around. He's good enough to push it around the post. But then, like you say, when you look at Digne and Bogard there, they're not reacting to it. It's just switched off. And we're 1-0 down, you know, after really dominating the game for 25 minutes. So frustrating again, mate. But if we...
But obviously there was... you obviously sent me this going, was it not offside? Was it not offside?
Yeah.
I think we can categorically say no.
No, it wasn't.
Basically, it looks possibly offside here. When you
but you've got a great angle, haven't you? Yeah, put that from that side.
Yeah, this is I forgot his name, Richards or something, I think.
Yeah,
he's the one who gets the header. Digne is definitely playing him on. He's beyond the line.
Yeah,
it is frustrating because it's like either of these two players or any of these these two players.
So again, from a set piece element, if you look Digne there, right, he's on the 18-yard line, and the rest of them have all pushed up. So he's the only one that hasn't, and then he doesn't react to the ball. So yes, Martin should do better.
I actually think. I mean, looking at it here, I mean, this is going to go super blurred. I actually think he would have been onside anyway. I think Disas's foot is probably keeping him on.
We'll get into that one with the foot fucking syndrome in a bit, but yeah. So if that would have been the case, mate, and other decisions didn't go, mate, there would be just fuck VAR. I hate it. I hate VAR.
I would rather look. For me, it's a legitimate goal. Absolutely fine. No qualm about that. This one. Now, I believe that if you're having to get, I just think if you're having to get lines out,
it's a goal.
It's a goal. Just
Mate,
let it go.
Didn't Arsene Wenger go to the lengths and depths and breadth into UEFA and FIFA, right? And wasn't this season supposed to be the case that it was supposed to be daylight between defender and striker? I
don't know if that rule was actually brought in. I know it was discussed.
Well, mate, I was convinced I read something at the end of last season that this season that was going to happen. Now, again, drop it in the likes and the comments and subscribe and all that, because we haven't done that yet, right? Let me know what that rule is, because this for me is an absolute disgrace of a decision.
Right. So the thing is, right, I'm all up for if it's offside, it's offside, right? And if they've got these lines, they've got all these lines, and they've got all the tech. If the tech's good enough, the problem for me is the tech isn't good enough because the resolution isn't good enough. So the like it'd be great if it was like infinite resolution using AI or something, and you zoom in and it goes and
it's crystal clear.
Like, you can get it bang up like exact and all this kind of stuff.
Basically VAR using GoPros, mate. As far as I can see. It's like fucking, come on.
But you can't, right? And so
Why can't you? I don't understand why you can't. Like in this day and age of tech and the multi-billion-dollar industry that the Premier League is.
Remember, semi-automated offsides are coming in, and they are like 99.999% accurate or whatever. So they are coming in. I don't know why it's taken so freaking long. They were meant to have come in like October last year.
Yeah, well, I thought they were coming in November, December time. That's what I heard.
Apparently I heard they were trialing it in the 5th round of the FA Cup, and if it went round, but I didn't hear anything after that. So I don't know.
It's been trialled at major tournaments. It works.
What
the fuck are they doing?
I don't think that they're trialing the system as a whole. I think they're trying to like make sure it's set up in all the grounds properly so it works, and that's taking time. But anyway, so this here is what they were basing the offside on, right? So this is Ollie's knee. Is it Richards? I can't remember his name. That's his foot, right? That's what they base the offside on. These are I've made these lines. But these are the lines that they were referencing when they gave the decision.
Yeah.
Now, for me, what is this here? This thing here.
It's his foot. It's his fucking foot.
I believe that's a foot. In which case, might not be onside still, but at least fucking reference the right thing.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this and I'm going, well, that you can't decide that because that and his knee are completely freaking level.
Yeah.
Right?
Mate, let's be honest. If you're looking at that, even Palace fans are looking at that and going, that's a goal. If that's against, if that had been scored against us, I'd have been like that. Well, he doesn't score, obviously, sets up, but that's a legitimate, like, if that's given us a goal, no one's batting an eyelid, mate. No one from any sets of fans. And that is...
It's a shame because actually what happens after as well is quite a lot. Like, Ollie goes too wide. I'm like, oh, no. And then he actually does a great ball into Rodgers. And it's a really good goal.
Yeah.
Again, it's these moments where we've already gone a goal down, so we've already got a hill to climb. And then we've got some stupid decision or something that's not quite right or missed a chance or had the
look, I'm not saying we would have won the game because our second half performance was terrible, but these moments do change games. Goals change games, and if we go in at half time 1-1, the second half is a completely different game. It is. And so it's disappointing, mate. I just think
I said we need to score before half time. We needed to do what we did against Chelsea. Before half time, even at parity at half time, and then second half, they'll have to come out at us again. Whereas,
mate,
the second half, they pressed us, but they also played. Their transition was so quick, but we were all over the place. But we'll get onto that in a sec.
Well, all this little bit here, this segment of VAR has proven to me is that I need to apply for a job there because I reckon even I could get that wrong. Do you know what I mean? Pay me the money,
it's shocking. This was lovely.
Yeah, mate, great. It was, but okay, brilliant goal. And how do we score it, mate? Do we spend 5 minutes passing it out from the back?
No. And that's I'll tell you what. Actually, before it, unfortunately, I haven't got it in the clip because I wanted to keep the clip short just in case YouTube went. Tried to make it a bit shorter. I don't think he actually gets the header, but Watkins does really well before this to actually challenge for the ball, get the...
No, mate, he does. He wins the header. He flicks it on.
Oh, he does actually get the header.
Mate, I saw it as clear as day. We had a great seat. And I was like, that.
Once again, so this is the one time we managed to do it, and Rodgers got in from the flick on. Once again, just play Marlon up front. I don't understand. Runs off the shoulder that
mate, if you were Marlon, right, and you've just been omitted from the champion,
because he's not playing now.
Yeah, so if you've just been omitted from the Champions League squad, right,
you're playing every league game, or at least featuring in every league game, surely,
and to not even get on in this game when we're losing, I don't understand. Like that, I don't understand that Bailey substitution at half time, mate. Explain that to me. Okay, fine. Emery went off.
Because he didn't change it to a back four from when I'm looking at the rest of the clips as well. I remember looking at the time going, has he changed back to a back four?
No, mate.
He kept Bailey at wing back.
Yes,
shocking.
mate, if you look at the fourth goal, like,
Oh, mate, well, we'll see it. You will see it.
I will get to it. But, you know, so at half time, Emmy goes off. I think he looks like he held his calf, mate. I hope he's all right because he kicked it at the end of the second half and he held his calf muscle and then he didn't come back out for the second half. Olsen, by the way, mate, we need to upgrade. He's fucking terrible. And we know he's terrible. But
that last goal.
Well, mate, even the second goal, I think if Emmy's in goal, he saves. It's a great strike from Mateta, but it's like not in the corner. It's in the middle of the goal. He's got to fucking save it. Anyway,
I think
that's neither boy. I'm not blaming Olsen. This defeat is not on Olsen. Like it's just not. It's on Emery. Formation, squad completely wrong, right? Yeah. But we've got after this. I thought, okay, let's push on, and we had a great chance. Immediately after this, mate, and I sent you the screenshots for it, right? And if you got the one before, it's even better because he's in a great position to strike it. I don't know if you've got the image of that.
Yeah, crap. Give me a sec. Keep talking. Filler.
Yeah, and so it's a good run from Ollie. He stays on side. It's a lovely ball over the top, right? He's through 1-on-1. He gets to the edge of the area, and I'm like, okay. And even Dean Henderson's position is kind of he's at the near post. He's giving him the chance to have a shot across goal, like that angle there. Now, don't be wrong, right? This is a difficult finish, right?
Oh, terrible though. Look where it went.
But look where it goes in real time, mate. I've got a video, right, that I will post on TikTok, right, to my response to that because I couldn't get my breath.
It was so bad.
And that's in front of the England manager, mate. He ain't getting into the England squad.
I was going to text going, bet Gary's absolutely losing his shit.
Yeah, because these are moments, mate.
I mean, it's just so.
I'm not saying he scores from here. I'm not saying he scores from here, but get it on target.
I hate it so much because I love Ollie so much, and I just know that it's just confidence. That is all.
Yeah.
It's just, but I don't know what else we can do. He's now the only striker. So he's going to play every game. He just needs to be better. It just needs to be better.
Like even when that ball's played over the top, mate, he can't even say that he's not under pressure. There's no pressure. Like don't get me wrong. It's still a difficult finish. He's got to hit it right in the corner.
Just get it on target, man.
Just get it on target. Get it on target. If anything, try and smash it in the top corner, top right hand corner, and give the keeper the eyes.
That's what he tends to do. He usually cuts in and tries to go for this near post, but
and then after this, mate, the wheels came off and we just went to absolute shit. Now, I'll say fair play to Palace, right? Because two things about Palace. We cannot, and I spoke about it yesterday, right? That guy there is a beast of a human, right? And I would have him up front for us any day of the week over Watkins because he holds up the ball brilliantly. We couldn't get anywhere near him, right? No. And I said to Josh, there was one point when Bogard was one against him in the second half, and it looked like a father versus his son. Do you know what I mean? Where you go, Bogard's looking at him going, one day, Mateta, I'll be just like you, won't I? Right, he absolutely scored, mate. He's a beast of a human, and we couldn't deal with him. And then the other one, and I mentioned before, and wants to watch was Adam Wharton, mate. Sign him up. He's a Rolls Royce of a player, because do you know what he does? Similar to Tillemans, mate. 1-2 touch football, moves the ball quickly, right? And it's just we couldn't.
I tell you what, we keep getting caught out, but maybe they knew this because they looked at that. Maybe they looked at it before the lineup before the game, and they went diagonal ball into that right channel, into the left channel. They were doing that constantly. This big, nice diagonal ball, and they were just getting in.
Mate, what they did was, particularly second half, and this is where it went wrong, right? We like to play it from the back because that's what we tried to do again. It was literally right. Let them get to the edge of their 18-yard line, or in between the 18-yard and centre circle, and then press. Right, and that's what they did, and we gave the ball away time and time again, and we put ourselves under so much unnecessary pressure. It was fucking unreal.
It was really bad, and like McGinn had a particularly bad one. Particularly bad game. Made a couple of bad fouls as well, which really put us under pressure. Yeah. And he tried to do his usual, using his ass and pirouetting, but then he'd just get crowded out and he'd lose the ball, and it happened time and time again. And like you said, the one time we went direct, we scored, and it was like, and so this second goal, I would have been then gone, right, let's go a bit more direct. Yeah. But no, it didn't happen.
Right, again, I've got no issue with the way that we play, right? Because I know what it's designed to do.
But not when you're playing a back three
No.
that you don't usually play, with a back three who arguably don't play with each other all the time, so they're not going to be used to that. And I don't know.
Well, mate, the thing about playing out from the back, right, is that you try and initiate.
Kamara,
You're trying to initiate a press from the opposition, right? So once that press is initiated, right, if you can't get out of it within 2 passes, it goes long. You don't need to keep it fucking for 5 passes. Give the ball away and give them an opportunity on goal. In the second half, we didn't do it.
Obviously, it worked against Chelsea, right? And but against Chelsea, it was a very obvious line, like midfield line to beat. Whereas with Palace, I don't think there was. Like, I don't think the line was there to beat. So actually, I think even if we got past like that first line, it was then there was nothing really to go into. So I don't.
These are pro footballers on so much money, designed to understand tactics and movement and ultimately adapt to in-game tactics.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So if something isn't happening, right, you can't tell me that there isn't a player on that pitch that isn't good enough to go, fuck, we don't play out from the back. Now, even if Emery's like issuing instructions at you, right, to say do this, right, surely part of a good winning team is being able to go, look, this ain't working, boss. Like, we've got to just can we just if we get it, right? You have your. I'd go against it, mate, because we fucking had the makers of our own downfall consistently this season.
Obviously, we don't know what Emery is saying. Like, right. So, I mean, all I know is Emery was going absolutely ape shit on the touchline. Like, he was so angry.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether that was that we were just losing the ball, or whether that was he was like, no, that's not what I want you to do in that moment. Or like sometimes he would he was, oh, Alexa's going off.
Yeah.
He was, oh, fucking hell, doing it again.
Don't say it's now, you idiot. Alexa, tell James to go away.
There was one point where he was literally punching the dugout, and I was like, "No, he's
that's when we scored. He punched the dugout after just when we scored." Now, if you're that frustrated, right? Again, I'd love to just ask him, mate, explain the lineup to me. Make it make sense to me that you've gone with that. I don't like. Obviously, he knows the players better, so maybe Rashford's still carrying a little bit of injury. Maybe he's not fit enough. But it didn't make the substitutions, mate, till nearly 67 minutes. No. Like, do you know what I mean?
He's humble enough as well to like admit when he's wrong. He'll kind of generally go, "Yeah, that was a bad decision. Shouldn't have done that. He didn't really do what we planned to do." That kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. And then this one, I mean, right. So,
like, we need to put this over all formats of internet, mate. Like, because look, if you put the Benny Hill music on this, mate, it's bloody brilliant. What's he chasing there? Rashford's going towards what? Like,
I don't know what Rashford's trying to do.
And even Digne stops. Watch Digne stop now. Watch, he just stops.
Yeah, he stops, and you're seeing it. I mean, also, where's Bogard going? Like, I was kind of watching this, and I was like, "Well, you've literally just completely lost your man, mate. Like, you've just gone to the byline, even though there's another 3 defenders behind you on the by. Like, you don't need to worry about.
Is this Sar's goal? Because that's where he scores from, right? Yeah. So you look at what's Bogard doing? They just stay tight to him, mate. Don't give him the free shot in the fucking 12 yards out. Like, mate, as defensive performances go, this was probably our worst of the season, I think.
I didn't bother to include Sar's finish, by the way. Sar's finish was lovely, but I was just like, this is enough.
Mate, we've praised Crystal Palace enough. I give Wharton and Mateta their dues. No more now. This isn't a Crystal Palace podcast, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm just.
I'm not showing that. I know they scored all the goals, but you know, we're doing it from a defensive point of view. We don't need to.
And then we
need to see the final goal, mate. Oh,
this is exactly why you don't play Bailey, right?
What's he doing? Again, Benny Hill music to this clip, mate. What's he doing? Look, he's almost got. Oh, what is he doing? What is he doing?
He's literally just gone. Oh, the ball's there. Oh no. Oh shit, you're in. He's like, oh crap. Like, literally, it's defense 101. But obviously, he's not a defender, so he shouldn't be there. What's McGinn doing? Where's McGinn going there? What's it? And then somehow,
man, I didn't even stay around for the replay. I walked out at this point.
Well, on this bit, this is the second time, by the way. Like, it's basically the Chelsea finish, but mirrored. Somehow the ball gets between the goalkeeper and defender there. Look at how close Conster and Olsen are. Like, for the ball to get between them is criminal.
Yeah.
And I don't know what Olsen's diving at. he's literally just dived back across the goal. I'm like, mate, just cut the
Yeah, mate. It's poor goalkeeping. It's poor defending. Like Emery's got a lot to answer for. I think post-match comments frustrated me a little bit because he said this is a small setback, and I don't know if that's just because that's a language barrier from English to Spanish, whatever. How he's trying to get it across. But this is no small.
The way he was being in that game, I think he knew how important that match was. I think he was
if he did know how important it was, mate, to change the formation and to change the line like that, that's on him, and that's a mistake.
Some kind of play. He'd obviously seen something, and he was like, "There's a we." To be fair, last season he made these kind of like tweaks and these changes to the way we played each game. And it was working. He was making these changes and it was nullifying certain things about the opposition that we knew were a threat, blah, blah, blah. This season, they haven't really come off. Like, and to be fair, he hasn't tweaked it half as much. Like, as in he's just tended to tweak personnel. He hasn't actually changed the way that we've approached the game or tried to play, right? It's the first time I've really kind of seen that, and it's just gone terribly.
Mate, we cannot play 3-5-2. Well, we can't, because we haven't got a strike partnership that works together, right? I mean, we could have if you played Marlon once in a while, right? And then you're asking Garcia and Dina to be wing backs. Garcia is a new player who's not used to doing it, and Dina looked so out of place doing that, mate. He's a great left back. I'll play him at left back all day.
Actually, mate, I will say the one thing he did do, by the way, was he actually made a really great run here for. It was this one. Yeah. Without Dina's run here, this goal. This goal doesn't happen. So he actually did really well there.
I will say, mate, that was probably the only time he did that.
Yeah.
Other than that, he kind of jogged along the touchline and did become an option eventually, and we came out to him, but they had 9 men behind the ball, and we tried to cross it in and couldn't get it in. But yeah, that's what he's designed to do. And this is why it didn't make any sense to me, even at the start. It's like, if you're playing this formation, it has to be Matson. Matson loves getting forward. Right? He's got the energy and legs to get up and down. He's not as good as defensively as Dina, but it did again. Make it make sense to me. Like Emery, fucking, if you're watching that, you won't be, because you're obviously probably planning for to put Rodgers up front for the Cardiff game.
Do you reckon a question on that? Do you think Marlon? Do you think Donny starts up front in that game?
Mate, yes. Just get
as in not Watkins, as in Marlon.
I don't know. I'd like to. I'm with you. Like you've mentioned on the last show, mate. I want to see them play together. I think every time
I've seen them play together, I'm like, this is dangerous.
Yeah,
this is great. So final post-match thoughts, Gary. Come on.
Okay, right.
Let's get a bit of energy. Right.
Yes. Okay. Post-match thoughts. Right. It's not the end of the world. It's a game of football. It's over. We've got to move on to the next game. Right.
Yeah.
The good news is I think I might be able to bag some tickets for the away game at Brighton. Right. My contact at the Villa got back to me and said she's going to try and sort them out for me. So 1st of April. Right. So that's a positive. It's a Tuesday night, mate. It's a trek, but I'm all for it, mate. I love it. I will say this. I came out of the game, and as I was walking back to the car, I said to Josh, I just love coming to watch the Villa. Like, it's I know we've lost. And
away games are amazing.
It's I'm grateful that we get to do this and chat about it and discuss it and all that kind of stuff, right? And so with 10 games left to go, right, with how inconsistent we've been, right, I'm not saying that we can't possibly go on and win 8 games in a row 1-0. We probably could. Right, because I still feel we won't. We won't. But we're this close to being a great side, because, like you said, halfway through this, where you go, we could have scored 4, we could have won 3. Like, it's nearly there, but it's just not happening this season. Now, it might be a case of this is not our season, and But my problem is if that happens and we lose players, like, because if we finish 10th and don't get any European football, Martinez, Watkins, Rodgers, all these players could easily just walk out.
We'll probably do a some kind of towards the end of the season, who goes in the summer, blah 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 blah.
But mate,
it'll be a bit clearer. But
in the history of the Premier League, at this point, with 10 games to go, right, there's usually in that top half of the table a couple of teams. There's a couple of teams that go whoop, right. Yeah. That could be us. So come on, Emery. Right, forget about yesterday. Fine, right. let's concentrate on Brentford. I don't care about the FA Cup now. I know people go, well, we can win the FA Cup and get that way. Right? Fuck the FA Cup off, right? Let's fucking smash the league, right? If we win, I'm obviously going. I'm going to the game. I love it, right?
But, I'm sitting there going, if we win on Friday, I'm going to be
quarterfinals, right? Yes.
Let's concentrate on winning the FA Cup.
But the next 2 games in the league, Brentford and Brighton away, we've got to win them. If we can win them, like it's all this but to maybes. And after yesterday, it doesn't fill your heart with joy. But hopefully, players coming back. Torres isn't far away, apparently. Mings could be all right. Kamara's coming back.
They're going to get up to speed. They're going to get back to
speed. Stop spiking sense, you knob. Right, let's just kind of... They're going to come back and like be absolutely brilliant and win us the... We're going to finish the Champions League, win the FA Cup and win the Champions League. There you go. That's my post.
Wow, that'd be it. Imagine that.
Imagine that season. Statues will be being built, mate.
Anyway, so there's our post-match analysis and post-match thoughts. We will be coming back with a preview to the Cardiff game. I think that'll come out tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then we've got Brighton on... No, Brentford. Is that next week? When? I'm so lost.
Well, no. We've got international break after the FA Cup, so it's a couple of weeks, isn't it?
Oh, okay. Right. Okay, cool. All right.
It's all right, mate. I know where we are.
We can have a break finally. It's all right.
Yeah.
We'll probably do a video in there. Maybe we'll do like a tier list or something, like Villa team or something. But, yes, as always, guys, thank you for joining. Like, subscribe. What did you think? Was it as crap? Can you explain that lineup to us? Pop it down in the comments. Because I think we're kind of lost for words when, like, at this point, I'm drained.
Well, mate, Gary's final thought. There's always another game. That's it.
There's always another game, and it's always a cup final. It's always another massive game, but it's
GTF.
It's just frustrating. It felt like with the Chelsea game, it was like finally we've taken advantage.
Yeah.
When we've needed to, and now it's like, oh well, that meant nothing. No, imagine if we hadn't have beaten Chelsea. Like,
yeah. Back to the drawing board, mate. Let's hope we can turn it around. So, absolutely, mate, because this is what we love it for. Every week we follow the boys in claret and blue.
Everyone, do it.
Peace.